Hello, everyone. This is your community cat back at it again for another video. So, if you're new here, I hope you can support me by clicking that subscribe button and, of course, sharing this to your friends because today is, I think, the first time you guys will be seeing me, at least in a video. So, yes, hi. Um, this is me in flesh. I'm showing my face today because this video is my official entry to the My DeFi Pet King and Queen Contest. So what is this My DeFi Pet King and Queen Contest all about? So it's basically a search for ambassadors for each respective country. So back in August, the round one was held and over 500 players or users submitted their entries wishing to be part of the My DeFi Pet team. Luckily, I was part of the 90 chosen round 2 participants. So let's hope I reach at least, if not win, but at least the final part of this contest. So without further ado, this video would be divided into two main sections. So the first part would be an introduction of who Cat Hooman is, and the second part would be why did I choose my DeFi pet? So for the introduction, as I have mentioned in my previous video, my full name is Luane Atayan. It's not Luan, it's Luane. Interests would include, of course, gaming. I've been a gamer, although mostly console RPGs since I was 5 years old. I've been shooting zombies in the head back in RE2 and 3. So I'm mostly into Final Fantasy games, as I mentioned, RPG. Although, of course, as we grow old, we're looking for things to relax with. So I'm also into simulation games like Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, Minecraft, or Rune Factory if you're familiar with the Nintendo series. So it's basically, a game, plug and play. Don't have to think about puzzles, about enemies, about anything. It's just something you can lose yourself with and immerse yourself with. And this is actually one of the main reasons why I chose My DeFi Pet over the other available blockchain games at the moment that I was starting. And then before we get into the actual My DeFi Pet information, I would just like to share, I guess, the reason why I am venturing into crypto. I think I share a common statistic with most Filipinos venturing into blockchain games, which is, we got affected by the COVID pandemic. So, a quick background, I actually lost my job back in 2019, late 2019. I had to undergo surgery, and the recovery took quite a while. I was fully recovered February 2020, and this is just, 1 month before all shit hit the fan. Sorry for cursing, but money, you can always save up again. You can always accumulate wealth again. But if you get sick, if you die, there's no second chance. We only get one chance in life. So I chose to protect myself. So as I mentioned, luckily around October last year, I managed to get a job, and I'm slowly saving up again. But since the pandemic, I think, is here to stay for a couple of years, I was thinking it's not a good idea to enter the stock market yet. So I got into crypto, which I think because it's decentralized, it's DeFi, decentralized finance, and the money is in the hands not of corporations, but in each of us, in the investors. That's why there's more chance of profiting from blockchain games and trading crypto. So that's basically who Cat Hooman is in terms of personal life and in crypto space. So now let's get into why did I choose my DeFi pet. So why My DeFi Pet? Why did I choose to play and invest in My DeFi Pet over the other blockchain games available at that time, or even the more popular one? So as a background, yes, I was initially researching about Axie Infinity, but the gameplay for me was focused on PvP. And my personality, I'm not really into PvP type of games. That's why I was lucky to have stumbled upon My DeFi Pet in the recommended section in Facebook group. So I stumbled upon the official local Facebook group, My DeFi Pet PH. And then I think at that time it was around late May or early June. It only had like 10,000 or less than 50K members. But I saw that it was an interactive community. Everyone was sharing information, ideas, and that actually ticked one of my checklists into why I was into my DeFi pet. So that's the first one. So community, I saw, well, at least on the early days, everyone was still helpful. So without any knowledge of how crypto works at all, or at least just have a general idea of it, I was just browsing. I joined the group and I was just browsing and reading and trying to research as much as I can on what to know, how to play the game, and then also how to invest in the game. So that was the first thing that I appreciated in my DeFi pet. So it was a very helpful community. The next part that pushed me into playing my DeFi pet, although this the rest of the list or the checklist that I have is mostly what I learned from the community. So the next part is, of course, if you're going to invest in something, it needs to be at least has a strong backup. So the developers. So who is the team behind My DeFi Pet? So of course, it is the incubated project of Carja Chain or Carja Ventures. So the CEO right now, the CEO of My DeFi Pet is also the CEO and co-founder of Carja Ventures. So it's one of the most popular blockchain companies in Vietnam. And for My DeFi Pet, I mean using My DeFi Pet, they are now venturing globally. And then, of course, the developers, we have Gameloft and some people from Gameloft, and of course, Topebox. Topebox is, I think, the official partner or developer game side of My DeFi Pet. So they have a lot of popular names under their company. So, as mentioned here in the website, they won number one best game of the year in 2016. So you're assured that these guys know what they're doing. Then the third reason why I am into my DeFi pet is, of course, the gameplay. So as I mentioned earlier, I am very much into simulation games. Yes, a lot of people might, contest me with this, but it's just relaxing, just planting and then taking care of your pets. So it right now, because there's no play to earn feature yet, or it's not official play to earn, we'll have staking and then boss fight coming in this September. But right now we're really just mostly farming and then taking care of our pets. So I really have no complaints because this is very relaxing to me. So that's why the gameplay appeals to me. The art style, it's very cute. The colors are very relaxing to the eyes. So it's just basically a nice game for me. So now the second to the last reason on why I decided to invest in my DeFi pet would be the white paper. There's two important things here. So this is the risk B. So we've been highlighting this a lot. So although this white paper contains the most current information relating to my DeFi pet, it is not absolutely complete and may still be adjusted and updated by the DPET team from time to time. So it's basically saying that, my DeFi pet is still in its beta phase. There's a lot of things that's being developed. So anything can happen still. And this part especially, so the DPET team has no ability and obligation to keep the holders of DPET token informed of every detail, including development, progress, and expected milestone. And the last part here is basically what I like the most. You should conduct full due diligence on the company, the distributor, and their respective affiliates and DPET team, as well as understand the overall framework, mission, and vision for My DeFi Pet prior to participating in the same and or acquiring DPET token. So it really basically tells us to do our own research, and it is us for us to decide whether or not we want to continue investing in the game. So the last reason now why My DeFi Pet for me is the best choice at that time. Of course, my only comparison actually would be Axie Infinity and My DeFi Pet. So at around June, I think it was um one team of Axie Infinity is too expensive for me. Again, considering my background that I have lost my job, I'm just starting to rebuild my savings and finances. So I didn't have a lot of financial capacity at that time. So when I was studying how much a DPET token costs, it fit into my budget. So I'll show here. So I bought tokens in Cardio Chain. So again, I was really browsing the Facebook group a lot. So there were discussions of gas fee. I didn't even know at the time what gas fee was. So people were saying like gas fee and Binance was 13 pesos versus Cardio Chain that it's less than a peso. So I researched into how to buy tokens in Chain Kai, and then transferring it to your Chain wallet to purchasing DPET. So this is basically a quick competition of how much my investment was. On average, a pet would be here 108. So imagine this is June 20. So third week of June. The average pet cost is around just 100 pesos, and I was able to buy 70 pets with my budget of 7,000. So it's just around 7,000 that I invested in this game. And but if we're going to look at the current price, it's still actually a good time to enter into My DeFi Pet, because the all-time high, or where a lot of people bought DPET, was I think around the $6 to $8 range. So it's very expensive, but right now it just sits at 250 pesos. Or well, this has a lot of allowance, so it includes some of the fees and the gas fees if ever. So let's assume that the pet is 250. One pet would be around 750 pesos. So the minimum for PvP would be 5 pets. So you can have 5 pets at around 4,000 pesos. And then if you want to evolve them, just multiply that by 2. So around 7 to 8,000 pesos. And so earlier I mentioned that I was going to show to you the funny story of how I started. So again, think of me as a complete newbie in crypto. I didn't even know how Binance works. I do have a Binance account by then, but the interface for me was kind of intimidating. Again, I didn't have any idea. Even though I was into stock market in the past, I wasn't reading charts. I was just into call financials. You just put in your order, what company would you like to buy. So it's very basic and very straightforward. So I was buying tokens in KuCoin. So this is how it looks like. It, when I first look at this page, I was like, "Oh my god, what the hell is happening here?" So it was info overload. Again, I was a complete newbie. I didn't know what to look, where to look, how to look, and where to buy. So I made a post in the Facebook group. So as I mentioned, I really found the local Facebook group to be very, very helpful. So I'm basically asking here how to buy, how can I buy. So I was lucky that Sir Ernie Nasi, or cryptopreneur, took the time to actually explain to me step by step how to buy. So he basically was just telling me where to place the order. So I was telling him I don't know how to read the chart. So he told me you can just ignore this entire chart here. And if you're not into limit orders, you can just choose the top two last price here and then enter the amount that you want to buy and buy Kai. That's it. And then you can transfer it to your Cardio Chain wallet now. So really, really thankful. I think that's one of the reasons what inspired me to also volunteer as a moderator or as an admin in the local Telegram group, because I want to be like that, helping newbies, helping our fellow Filipinos get into blockchain games, into crypto, and assist, and of course in the future earn from this game. So that's it for today on who Cat Hooman really is and why did Cat choose My DeFi Pet. That's it for today. See you in the next video, and of course I hope you can support me in this contest. Bye.